Good morning, everyone. Today we're going to be trying to get my new retractable tonneau cover installed on my truck. You can see that I've got the ladder rack pulled off. It's sitting over there in the yard. That thing's heavier than I remember it being. I don't know if you guys can see the steam. It's chilly out here. It's below freezing right now. But I got my heated jacket on and we'll be fine. I complain about the cold. I'm in Texas. We're not used to it. But like I mentioned in my previous video, the tonneau cover that I'm installing is a retractable cover, but it comes with rails that I can install ladder racks to, so I can use both. I can have my hard tonneau cover to protect all my goods in my truck from the weather and from sticky hands, and install the ladder rack and put my rooftop tent on top of that. So my previous setup, I couldn't have my tonneau cover because the ladder racks got in the way of it, obviously. So here is the tonneau cover. Came pretty well shipped, well packaged. Hopefully there's no damage in it, but we'll figure that out here since we get to cracking that open. But I'm gonna get these bed rails kind of wiped down, cleaned off, let the truck dry out a little bit. It's covered in condensation. And then we're gonna get this thing open, try to install it on the truck. So here is everything in the package. Hopefully this user manual doesn't feel very thick, but like some of the stuff I'm not even sure what's for. But lots of brackets, lots of hardware, lots of good stuff to figure out what all this is. And this is the main unit right here, but it was packaged very well. Lots of styrofoam, lots of good stuff to protect it. So I'm gonna figure out how to get this thing installed now. All right, well, the jacket is off, the hat is off, because this has not been a fun install, to say the least. These directions, I don't even think it's the same product. I don't know what, I mean, some of the pieces look right, but horrible, horrible directions. I ended up finding a video on YouTube that kind of helped. So I'm here to this point. I've got the side rails put on to the main unit down here. Now I got to put on this top plate, so this is what it looks like. But this top plate or top cover, I got to find the right screws. The screw bags aren't labeled. So I mean, so far the tonneau cover looks really nice. The directions and just trying to figure out what the heck they're trying to say to do has been really fun. But I think I've got it. The only other problem that I see is since I got the ladder rack and the T-track right here goes all the way down, but the T-tracks aren't open on this end. So I cannot get a bolt through there. The only way you can get a bolt through the T-track is through the top, which is gonna be up against my glass. So I don't think I'm gonna be able to put this all the way up and get it fixed and aligned and everything until I get the ladder rack on. At least that's my guess. I don't know, but we're getting there. All right, well, obviously the thing is put on the bed now, and I'm starting to be a little more happy. This was really starting to kind of frustrate me, was just the directions and not being able to figure out what hardware. But once you kind of get the idea of what's going on, then it's fairly easy to put together, and it's extremely low profile. Which is fantastic, and you can see here these T-tracks that run all the way down. That's going to hold my ladder rack in place. And it does cover the tail bed, the tailgate, by about 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch. It does have a lock. I'll show all this to you when I actually get everything installed, but I'm a little bit happier now than what I was almost 2 hours ago. All right, well, we're coming along. And I've only got 2 of the clamps hooked up on this end. I'm gonna make sure that I get everything perfectly aligned and centered. But I kind of wanted to show you folks where we stand. So this has like a leash on it also. So when you retract the bed cover, you can attach this to like maybe your tie down up here, and that way you can pull it shut. I didn't realize it came with that. I'm sure they all do, but it's pretty cool. Now this does have a lock. It is unlocked, and right now it can't go anywhere. And there's a little lever under here. So you kind of pull back and push on that lever. And there you go. How cool is that? I've never had a retractable cover. And this has incremental stops too. So you can pull it and it stops right there. It stops right there. And then of course you can pull it all the way back and it stops right there. Pretty sweet. All right, now I'm gonna get all my measurements done, and then I'll show you folks how to actually attach these cleats to the bed rail to keep it secure. All right, so to install these actual cleats, get you a better look. These are what hold this tonneau cover to the bed rails. And it comes with some T-bolts, and there is a T-track underneath this rail on the tonneau cover. And there is a spot where you can place it underneath and slide it down. And it's kind of arbitrary where you put these. I'm going to try to put them as far back to the end, right in the middle, and right up front as I can. And then you take your brackets, and it comes in 2 pieces. It's got a piece that slides in together, and then it's got a slot up top. And this is what sits up underneath, and that T-bolt, that bolt's going to go through here, and you're going to take one of the lock washers and screw it up underneath. And then you tighten it down. And then this piece right here, this is what clamps the side of your bed rail. Just like that. And then you put a bolt through and it tightens it down. That looks decent. Then you take bolt, slide it through the center part, and this is what's going to actually act as the clamp between those 2 pieces. And rinse and repeat 6 times for my truck. If you have a 5.5 foot bed, I believe you only get 2 clamps, but since I have the longer bed, I've got 3 for each side. All right, gang. Well, I'm up to a point where I cannot do any more. So I'm super happy with the way that the tonneau cover fit and the ladder racks. However, I'm crazy annoyed by the fact that my crossbars were not in the package. So I do not have the crossbars going across, which means I can't put my tent on, which means I can't camp right now, unless I want a tent camp, but what's the fun in that? So I emailed the company, and you know, it's probably gonna take 24 hours until they see that email, and then they gotta figure out, well, send me a picture that you didn't get the cross, you know how it is. But I'll let you folks know how the crossbar situation comes around once I get a hold of them. But there's a couple of things that I do like more about this rack than my other rack. One being that it is a lot lower. I had my other rack set as low as it could possibly get, and it still had my tent above my cab. And I actually noticed quite a bit of miles per gallon decrease going down the highway with that tent above my cab. This is a lot lower. I can raise these up this much if I want to. However, I think I'm going to keep them as low as I can. To have my tent just a little bit lower, it means that my diesel hose doesn't have to be quite as long to get up in the tent. It means it's easier to get in the tent. I can probably raise it from standing up here and push it up. So I think having the tent lower is better for all purposes. And this tonneau cover, guys, I'm completely digging it. So the ladder rack just sits on top of this rail, and this is still completely functioning. So that is perfect for my setup. So I really do like the way that this is coming along. However, I obviously don't like that I do not have any crossbars yet. So that's kind of a bummer. So I guess next time that you see me, folks, I'll have crossbars and I'll have my tent on it, but I'm not able to show you the 100% completed project until I get those crossbars. So gang, until next time, we will see you soon, and I can't wait to get this thing out and see how it actually performs. But I am really happy with my choice. I need those crossbars. So gang, we'll see you next time. Take care. Thanks.